time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
All right, folks, so here's what you need to do. You got to mark your calendars for November 15th. November 15th starts at 1:30 at the Wilsey Center in Hazleton. It's a annual event. It's fabulous. We're going to hear about it on the show today, but it's November 15th. 1:30 it starts. The actual cooking show starts from 3 to 5. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the annual Taste of Home Cooking School that is sponsored by the Hazleton Standard Speaker and PPL. And my guest today, we have John Patten, who is the operation manager at the Standard Speaker. No stranger to the Sam Lesante Show. John, how are you?
Great, thanks.
If we're fortunate, we'll have Paul Ross join us a little later on.
Well, he's a busy guy, but hopefully we can break him away.
Well, he's out there selling those ads. That's what he's doing. He's doing good stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of ads, you know, before I get to the show, I was telling Paul a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I, we cut the coupons out, okay? And, you save a lot of money.
Oh, absolutely.
You save a lot of money.
Yep.
I mean, for $4 a week for the subscription, you could save over $50 a week, so you're putting $46 in your pocket. I mean, I couldn't believe that. I mean, I'm not crazy for, my wife said, wait a second, that's $46 a week. I mean, that's fabulous.
Yeah, I did an exercise with my daughter one day. We sat down on a Sunday, and I just went through and I said, you know, something, because she's out in the world now and she's got to buy stuff, and we went through the products, and I said, you know, if I gave you $2 for the paper and I gave you this amount of coupons that you could save money, would it be worth it? And she's like, yeah. So now I've got her hooked. But again, it's stuff that people can really take to the bank with them.
Well, there's always more than 500, 600. I mean, all the coupons, sometimes
Sure.
1,250 and all. But the idea is that when you look at specifics, you know, that we use in our household, it was like $50-some that we saved in coupons.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No matter what you do, it's going to be a good deal for you.
Well, not only that, the fact that you still have. Now, I like this deal that you have here, where if you subscribe for $4 a week, $4 a week, folks, you get access to the Washington Post. How's that work?
Well, we have all access now. So when you subscribe to the Standard Speaker, you get the Standard Speaker in all forms. So if you wanted, you get the print edition, you get it on your iPad, your phone, and now you get a subscription to the Washington Post. So you can get all the information, a lot of the national information, but it's a partnership that we've had. So your $4 a week is going to get you the hard copy delivered to your house, plus anywhere else. If you're if you're traveling or whatever, you can get it, and now you can get the Washington Post as well.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
It's a great deal. Incidentally, too, as the operation manager, being that you're the big shot down at the Speaker now. You tell the crew in the news department they're doing very well with us. We're working very well together, and we appreciate that. It's a good media partnership.
Right.
You have the local TV, you have the print, etc. Now, speaking of exciting things, this is the second year that the Taste of Home Cooking School. Hey, John, why did you guys start this? I mean, it's.
That's a great question. And what happened was, years ago we had it, and it stopped. I mean, and people said to us, "Listen, we really enjoyed it. It's a night out, it's an afternoon out, whatever it is, and really, it's our way of getting a lot of the people something else to do." So the Taste of Home it's a national company, and they come in and they present the cooking show, and we have vendors set up. So it's really something for the community locally, and now even we've gotten people coming in from West Virginia. I sold tickets, but it's again, Taste of Home is a national company, and so this is something locally. It's great for our people locally, but it's also a great opportunity to see the Wilsey Center. I mean, if you haven't been there, the Wilsey Center is absolutely a fantastic venue, and we thought it would be a great partnership for us to give to our people, that our subscribers and our advertisers, give them a chance to get out and do something different, but do it in a venue that is absolutely breathtaking.
Well, the event, as I mentioned, folks, is November the 15th, and doors open at 1:30. Now, the only thing is, you're not selling tickets at the door.
Yeah, the reason is because there's vendors there. We have vendors coming in, and so we always have a line at the door, and trying to get people in and out. We're encouraging people to to really get their tickets early. They're all reserved tickets, so you don't have to show up as soon as the doors open. You get a specific row and a specific seat. We're hoping that the traffic is a little bit more spread out. But when you come in, there'll be tables, there'll be vendors that you can go to. We're going to have some hors d'oeuvres and that kind of stuff. We'll have some places to register for gifts, and then we'll give out stuff during the show. But we also have some people that are going to give out, like we have bags of groceries, that door prizes that we'll give out, and then we'll actually give away the 2 stoves that we use to do the cooking. Those 2 ranges will be given out as door prizes at the end as well.
So they sign when they come in?
There's a registration, there'll be a table, and that's why hopefully, you try and make the traffic a little bit easier, but people come in, they'll register, and then during the course of the show, we'll pick the names out, and those people will win immediately on the spot. They'll win bags of groceries or whatever, but then at the end, 2 people will win the ranges, and then I get to deliver them on Monday morning to their house.
It's a project, but it's a good project.
Yeah, and it's not something. I mean, we've been working on this. We had it last year in September, but it coincided with the Bloomsburg Fair. So we wanted to move it back a little bit because we had a lot of people who wanted to come but said, "Hey, listen, we're already it's during Fair Week," so we moved it back, and now it's perfect because it's a holiday. So it's going to be the holiday themed, and really it's a nice Saturday out. Like I said, the doors open at 1:30. And the show is from 3 to 5.
Now, folks, the number you want to call for the Taste of Home Cooking School is 570, and I don't know if Andy has this, but it's 570-501-3505. Now, if you get it, there's an answering service. Just let them know your name and what you're calling about, and John or someone from the Standard Speaker will get back to you. But it's 570-501-3505. Now, tickets are going fast, which is good.
Yeah.
But you have last year you had over maybe 500 people attend.
Right. And we found that to be the perfect number, I think, around 500 people. I mean, the venue actually holds more than that, but what we said was, we were looking to do 500 and I know there are people who called me and said, "Hey, I didn't get tickets last year because you stopped selling them." And I said, yeah, that's why we're urging people to get them now, because 500 seems to be a number that is really good for a really good event.
Folks, I'm talking to John Patten, who is the operation manager of the Standard Speaker. We're talking about the Taste of Home Cooking School, and it sounds exciting. We're going to talk a little bit more about what actually goes on that day. For those of you who have been there last year, you know how great it was and how much fun you had. For those of you who have not been there, I think you may want to give it a shot. It's a great afternoon. Doors open at 1:30, but you have to call for the tickets. So you have every ticket's reserved, so you don't have to worry about getting there for 1:30. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember, watch any of our shows 24/7 on ssptv.com. My email is sam@ssptv.com. Thanks for joining us again. I'm talking to John Patten, who is the operation manager of the Standard Speaker. Every year, folks, for at least it's the second year at the historic Wilsey Center, they have this show called Taste of Home Cooking School. And it's a lot of fun, it really is. November 15th is when they're having it, and doors open at 1:30. The only thing is, you got to call for tickets, all right? And the number you want to call is 570-501-3505. So, John, tell me, you do have... I know you have a joint venture with PPL, and we certainly try to promote as much as we could. But there's other people that are involved here.
Yeah, we've had some sponsors that have been, anytime we go out, we try and get people to really help us out and get the word out. And we've had some success with Burgers Family Dealership, Fairway, Giant. Goulds have all stepped up, and a lot of those people participate in the show. I mean, Giant will be there. They'll have they'll be doing some stuff, and they'll be giving some stuff away, and it's really a great event, and it obviously is something that's real popular with people. And again, from our standpoint, it's something that we do that's outside our normal course of business, and it's something that gives people in the community something else to do. And again, our sponsors and our partners have really stepped up and really understand how important it is.
So the event itself, okay, tell me what goes on. I mean, what do they do? Like, for example, is it only for women? But I like to go there, and because I enjoy cooking with my wife,
Right.
I'm the sous chef. But Tell me what I'm going to see.
We have all demographics. I mean, again, I got a call from a lady who wanted to bring her 4 kids and asked me if I thought it, and I said yeah. I said it's because the chef makes it fun. Last year, and when you talk about that, last year a lot of the work was done by Paul Ross and myself and.
Paul worked?
Yeah, well,
you got Paul Ross to work.
Yeah,
wow.
Well, it had to deal with food, so it was
he's there.
So we did a lot of that stuff. This year we made a change, and we have Ross Valenti down at the Keystone Job Corps. We've the culinary students are going to come and help the chef, and basically what he does is go from beginning to end. So he'll start with an appetizer and he'll end with a dessert, and he prepares them on stage. We have microwaves and we have refrigerators and we have ranges, and he does all the stuff on stage, and then at the end he gives all the food away. So not only are you going to have a chance to leave with groceries, but you have a chance to leave with the food that he cooks, and it's incredible. And he goes through the recipes and he explains how to do it, and you get a book and you follow along, and a lot of the stuff you can try. And I know people have called me and said, I tried some of the stuff from last year, and so for 2 hours it's not just a cooking show, it's an event. And so he'll go through and he'll tell you what he's doing, and then he'll give away not only the dish he makes, but the dish he makes it in. So if he's using a specific pan for one of the meals, whether it be the entree or whatever, he gives it to you. So it really is a lot of fun, and that's kind of why we brought it back. It's a fun event. It's not something we would normally do in the newspaper business, but certainly it's a fun event, and it gets people interested.
What did he make last year?
Oh, he made. I had one of the things that I had help with was the dessert, which was this like big chocolate cake. And so we got.
So he prepared. We're going backwards talking about dessert.
Yeah.
But he prepares the cake, shows the people how that cake is being made.
Yep.
Then he actually puts it in the oven.
Yep. And he makes, and a lot of, you have to do some pre-stuff, so but a lot of the stuff is done right there, and at the beginning of the show he'll start some specific things. I think last year he did a chicken stuff with broccoli, and it really, again, it is an event, and all the stuff is, again, people go, well, I'm not a chef. You don't need to be a chef.
Yeah.
If you like to cook, which I do, and I know a lot of people do, you try some of these things and you go, wow, this really isn't all that hard. There's a lot of prep work. I mean, the stuff that we do, and when I say prep work is we go out and we have to go and we buy all the ingredients. I mean, we have to do the tickets. So it's a lot of stuff that leads up to that 2 hours. But for 2 hours, it's just a lot of fun.
What were the appetizers last year?
Oh, gee, that's a great question. I don't remember. Now, again, I don't remember everything that we made.
See, they're getting me hungry now.
Yeah,
That's the reason
And what happens is we have I think it's on Friday, we'll have a book that comes out, and there'll be a lot of recipes in there, different from the recipes that'll be at the cooking show. Okay. So what we do is we provide our people with a tab. Our sponsors are in the tab, and it's a tab, and it talks about the show, but it also has a bunch of recipes in it, different from the recipes that you'll see on Saturday. And then on Saturday you'll get a book, and you follow along in the book, and it'll show you what exactly he's making, how he makes it, and it really is. It's a process, but like I said, it's not a cooking show where you sit and go, it's an event, and he makes it an event.
So it's actually participating. You're working with that, but you're involved with it.
Right.
Not like sitting back here and just watching someone go. So when I come in, I'll get this book, and I get all their goodies in there.
Right. You'll get a bag. Giant has.
Last year they had Paul Ross's picture in there. We don't want this.
No. Well, that's what happened. I mean, a lot.
And
so
despite the fact that you had his picture, people are still coming back.
Right.
But so what else is in the bag?
Well, there'll be national. There's coupons that from a lot of the stuff that's being prepared.
Okay.
Eggland's Best, that kind of stuff. There will be stuff from some of our local people. There'll be maybe some flyers in there. There's a lot of the magazines, but there's also what they gave away now is a big container of chicken broth, which everyone will get. Yeah, so I mean, there's always a bunch of stuff that's in there that they send in to us, and then anything locally, like if we have stuff that hopefully we get some people to do that'll be in the bag as well.
What I like about the show, it's participating. But when you get that bag, how much are the tickets?
The tickets are $15.
So for $15, you're getting way more than that when you get that bag. Okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Here again, it's one of those kind of deals.
Yep.
So in the some of the responses last year, because I know you and Paul were very active, and guys really worked hard at that. Some of the people that were there, I know people may be watching the show and saying, but it's a great afternoon. It's November the 15th, folks. It's 1:30. The doors open at 1:30. The show actually starts 3 to 5, and the phone number you want to call for tickets is 570-501-3505. Believe me, for those of you who were last year, you know what happened. But those of you who want to go this year, when you get the $15, you're going to get back way more than that. Okay. So, what were some of the? Can someone raise a question and ask the question?
Yeah, and again, only because I like to talk, which is why I'm here. I kind of do the MC work, and we talk to people. Like, people will give me information, and we'll actually approach them. Like, I had one guy who said, I'm bringing my wife, it's her birthday, so we acknowledged her in the audience, so we keep notes of stuff like that. We have, like I said, we have 2 people coming in from West Virginia because they're originally from Weatherly, so they're coming in for the weekend. We have people from all over, so we try and acknowledge that, but we've gotten a lot of response from the papers that we deal with, our papers, the Scranton Times and the Citizens Voice and the Pottsville Republican. We put it out to them, so we've seen a wide array, so that's why I wanted to come on and make sure that people understand, we have a lot of people coming in. It's worth the trip up, and certainly, you'll have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, here again, people are looking for things to do, but you heard my daughter, she's getting tickets, and people who have been there last year, came back and talked about it. I was out of town. Do you have intermission?
No.
Okay. So therefore I can't get out and sing a couple songs.
You could, but that would probably have to be at the end as people are leaving.
Otherwise you don't want them to leave before I start singing, huh? See what I mean?
Well,
see what kind of guy you are, John?
I've given you the opportunity.
But it's an event, so there's more happening, folks, at this. Now it's called the Taste of Home Cooking School. You've seen it in the paper a zillion times. I would highly recommend you call for your tickets. Well, you have to, because they're not selling them at the door, at 570-501-3505. We come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this. Is exciting because you're involved with this, and I like that. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us, folks. Sam Lesante here, and you're watching the Sam Lesante Show, and I'm talking about a great event that's coming on. It's a fun event, I like shows like this instead of the political shows where I'm getting hammered all the time. I don't mean hammered drunk, I mean hammered from the people. I know Paul Ross is probably thinking, November 15th, folks, is a great day. Put it on your calendar. It's a Saturday. Bring your family or whatever. It's the Taste of Home Cooking School, sponsored by the Standard Speaker and PPL, and a lot of other people participated in this. So, and I have John Patten, who is the main honcho at Standard Speaker. I have to be nice to him. For a review, for people just coming through the channels, maybe stop by. What is this Taste of Home Cooking School again?
Well, basically what we do is we provide a venue for people to come in and spend a couple hours and learn how to do some cooking, get more than they pay for, hopefully with their bag, and then leave with some door prizes. We have a lot of door prizes, and the big ones are we give away the 2 ranges. I mean, so it is it's really an opportunity for people to have a good time and
learn something about cooking. So they get a recipe book. Okay, they get now the interesting thing is it's interactive. Okay, which I like. Okay, so if someone in the audience is looking at something, there's a time maybe where the chef, and guess what? These chefs are really good chefs.
Yeah. And they're a lot of fun. And again, the thing about it is if you have a question, like let's say he's preparing something, let's say it's a chicken dish, and you have a question, you can ask him. Yeah. And you say, well, maybe one of the ingredients you don't like, or well, what could I do here? Could I substitute something? I mean, you can talk to him about that. And like I said, it's a the start to finish product, and then when he gives them away, obviously it's a benefit for the people in the audience as well.
Some of the questions that sometimes, even though it may not pertain to what he's cooking or making, people maybe want to understand about organic, gluten-free, things that people are concerned about, because you hear always this different kind of, some people say gluten-free, but then really it's this or organic, but so it's. Here's a guy who's been experienced, so he's a bona fide chef who could give you some good information.
Yeah, and he's there. And then, like I said, we have the opportunity, if someone has a question, he ask it. You're right, it may not be pertinent to exactly what he's doing, but it may be something that you want to know, and certainly a professional is the best way to get the answer.
Have the experience. Folks, the event, November 15th, it's the Taste of Home Cooking School. It's a lot of fun. Now, there's door prizes. and plus everyone gets a goodie bag. In that goodie bag is going to be worth more than the $15 it costs you for the tickets. 2 ranges used for the cooking show will be given out. Okay, so you know what I've heard also? You know when you go to a movie and you're enjoying the movie and you get so involved in it, and the movie ends, you say, wow, that time went so by, it went so fast. And that's what happened. They get so involved in the cooking show, and it's a fun thing.
Right.
Like it goes like that.
Yeah, and it is. And again, as he does it, it's not something that is mundane. So what happens is he's always moving through something different. So he's got 10. There will be about 10 different dishes that he'll make. So when you think about that, 10 dishes in 2 hours, that's not a lot of time to go through, make it, and explain everything. Plus, in the interim, give some stuff out.
Yeah, and he's funny when he does
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing. So the Standard Speaker decided to do this 2 years ago. Okay, and what like I said, it's out of the norm of the print and ads, etc. So what was the reason why?
Well, we were interested in trying to get a way for the people in this community and people outside of the community to see the Wilsey Center. So we sat down, we talked about, Paul Ross and I sat down and said, what could we do? Well, how do we do? This is a great way to do it, to bring some people into that may not necessarily get to the Wilsey Center to see it. So when there's shows at the Wilsey Center later on, you go, oh, I've been in the venue. It's really a great venue, So that's kind of how we started. We had done the cooking show in the past years ago. There was a hiatus, and we said this might be something. We always had a great response, and so we decided to bring it back, to bring it back into the Wilsey Center.
You talk about the Wilsey Center, and you talk about what we're doing here, okay? And I'm excited. I have this building. We invested. The Lesante family bought this building in downtown Hazleton. But I'm excited what's happening in the entire area, John, because you're on many boards and you see the development here, and it's exciting to see the growth. Downtown looks beautiful. Okay, you have the D'Angelo brothers coming down with the development. Then you have the Wilsey Center. You have the Ferrara Center. You have great restaurants in the area. I mean, so it's a positive thing for our area.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's important. Again, the Wilsey Center is a way to get some people into the area that may not normally get here. And when you're here, you see the other stuff like you're talking about. Some of the other stuff. I mean, the downtown project with the streets and everything. I mean, it really has made it a big difference in the community.
At the Standard Speaker, being involved with the daily activities, etc. Do you sense that as well?
Yeah, and again, we talk about a lot of the positives that are happening, and again, I love it here. I mean, this is, and I find it hard to believe I'm here almost 20 years. I'm back in the area 20 years.
I find it hard to believe.
Yeah,
they kept you that long.
You're right.
Ross should have been gone a long time ago, but I don't know how he's sticking around.
Well, he's doing work today. That's how he's, at least he says he is.
Yeah.
So.
Well. No, Paul's a good guy. He's,
Yeah.
and one thing about Paul, you can work with him in advertising. Okay, if there's something you want, he knows his stuff, and he treats you right, and that's important.
Well, and from a standpoint like this, his expertise in something like this is really good as far as promoting it, and doing stuff like this, and some of the other stuff that we've done, and the tab that we have that comes out is all run through our advertising department, and again, it's really a great piece that it's a keeper. So there'll be stuff in there, different kind of recipes. So it's a keeper for us.
So what is it, folks? November the 15th. It's the Taste of Home Cooking School, and it's at the Wilsey Center. The phone number you want to call for tickets, 501-570-501-3505. And if it's an answering service, just let them know who you are and you want tickets. They'll get back to you, no problem. And the event starts at the doors open at 1:30. A lot of gifts, goodie bags worth more than the $15 for the tickets. But most of all, folks, it's a lot of fun. I've talked to some people who've been there last year, and we're happy to promote it, and all the sponsors, which is great. Well, listen, we had a great show today without Paul, and it worked out perfectly without him being here, because he would have dominated the entire show.
Right. Well, this time I was the second most talked person. With him, I'd be third.
Well, John, we really enjoy our media partnership with the Standard Speaker. You guys have been great. And folks, you get the paper, $4 a week. Coupons are $500-600, but I know we do it in our family. You average $50 a week, so you're putting $46 in your pocket and you get access to the Washington Post. It's a good deal. So don't forget, we'll see you November 15th at the Wilsey Center for the Taste of Home Cooking School. And thanks for joining us on the Sam Lesante Show.